So I think we can all agree that, this industry is beginning to evolve. We're seeing some new complex utility come to the space, and this is why sectors like AI and Depin and real world asset tokenization are really beginning to take off, but yet we're still just scratching the surface on their true potential, meaning that there's a lot of growth that's still ahead. And what's interesting about this is there is actually a project that now brings all three of these multi-trillion dollar sectors together, and they've been doing it quietly behind the scenes, and nobody is really noticing this. Pinlink has been able to do this and climb to a $234 million market cap, yet most people haven't heard of it. Now, I actually saw a few people mention this. I actually saw Alex Becker talk about this as well. And Pinlink is doing some pretty revolutionary stuff. And I really do want to talk about this with you guys. So Pinlink is actually led by Lucas Orlowski. He's the former VP of engineering at Engine, which was actually able to get to a $4 billion market cap, just for some context of prior projects. But Pinlink has actually created the first real world asset tokenized DPIN marketplace. And why DPIN is so important is when we talk about AI development, AI infrastructure, these developers actually need physical infrastructure. They need computational power. And what DPIN networks do is they actually incentivize those who have that computational power, whether it's GPUs, TPUs, CPUs, cloud storage, to actually rent that out and allow AI developers to utilize that infrastructure. Now, a big problem that there's always been is cost, right? Costs are always increasing. How do we bring a more cost efficient model to this? And this is what Pinlink is actually doing. So unlike existing DPINs, which only offer the rental income to DPIN asset owners, those who actually have the computational power, they can actually tokenize their assets and sell fractional shares of them with this real world tokenization model. That's why this is so different from anything else that we're seeing in the DPIN space. So this then actually makes DPIN assets more liquid, unlocking upfront capital that can be offered as rebates to the AI developers who rent them, driving costs down. It also allows DPIN assets to be used as collateral for AI FI applications. Pretty interesting stuff. Now, again, this is actually bringing multiple sectors together: a $3.5 trillion DPIN market, a $10 trillion RWA tokenization market, and a $2 trillion AI end user market. And this is this is why this is in fact such an innovative project. And this is exactly how you become dominant against other top AI and DPIN projects in the space, many of which you guys probably recognize. But what's very cool as well is there have already been massive integrations that have been secured with Fetch and Alphium and OpenSea and Plume and Equilibrium and much, much more, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. But where this really gets exciting is that although this is pioneered for that computational power, it can actually expand beyond this to other DPIN assets. For example, blockchain mining, wireless networks, IoT sensors, and more. And it can even expand to non-DPIN real world assets, real estate, precious metals, financial instruments, vehicle titles, right? This is how you become a dominant player in the space. Now, what I will say is that they have done a very good job of being aggressive with marketing. They've done a very good job in being aggressive with expansion. And what I will say I'm honestly most impressed about is the amount of integrations, the amount of partnerships they're securing. It seems like this is such a consistent thing that they're doing. They're pressing forward so hard in a time where this space is looking for an industry leader. And Pinlink is obviously looking like they can in fact become that. And the benefits go beyond just, providing this DPIN infrastructure beyond AI development. There is a big benefit that is there for the PIN token holders, which is in fact the cornerstone of the ecosystem. For example, its utility is it's used for payment for DPIN output. AI developers who wish to rent out DPIN capacity from Pinlink must buy the PIN tokens and use them to pay for the capacity of the specific DPIN asset they are renting out. The revenues are split between the fractional owners of the real world asset NFT that represents the DPIN asset being rented. Again, remember with the real world asset tokenization model, those who are providing DPIN can in fact tokenize portions of their infrastructure. Pretty unique stuff. Again, PIN staking revenue. Holders of PIN tokens can also stake their holdings to receive a share of the PIN revenues generated by the Pinlink protocol fees. And here's some of the fees that they have. So for example, the transaction fees, the protocol takes 2% transaction fee on service user rental fees, NFT sale fees, a 2% transaction fee is taken on all NFT sales. This is again of those real world tokenization of DPIN. Service user rebate yield funds. The protocol takes a 20% transaction fee on all yields generated by the service user rebate fund. 5% buy and sell tax as of right now. This is charged on ETH. Charge an ETH on pin buys and sells to boost rewards for pin stakers and provide a budget for operational costs. 70% of DApp revenue fees are distributed to pin holders who stake their tokens into locked pin tokens. The remaining 30% of the DApp revenue fees are transferred to the protocol treasury to fund operational costs. Meanwhile, all revenue is generated by protocol-owned Depin assets is held by the protocol to fund further asset purchases. So I have to say, I am truly impressed with what Pinlink is doing. They did reach out to be the sponsor of this video, and I appreciate them doing that. And you guys know I don't really take on a lot of projects here on the channel, but Pinlink has been able to do what they've done so far without being listed on major exchanges. I mean, this is the only places you can get Pinlink currently is DeFi, right? And what that means is that there's a lot of potential for the future. Once you see more centralized exchange listings, once you see AI and Depin begin to take off in a big way, and once people actually realize what Pinlink is doing, frankly, the sky is the limit. I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think this is a project that is definitely worth checking out. I'm going to leave the links in the description below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you are in some other Depin and AI projects, and if you think this one has real potential for the future. With Lucas's prior success, with as aggressive as they are moving forward, with the partnerships, the integrations that they're getting, I think that they have a lot of potential for the future. So have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.